Deluxe's mini-class is officially in session. If you have any questions, feel free to ask at any time.
Miss Colt, why did you pick the Astral Express as the theme for your comic?
Well, I'm all about realism, but sadly, my previous works like Acheron's Godslay, Galaxy Ranger Saga, and dozens of others all got cancelled. If you hadn't beaten Iron Tomb and boosted its popularity, this one would have been cancelled too. Let's not ask sad questions, all right?
Sorry.
All right, pay attention. The cute little critter in the center of the image is Baseball Raccoon, the main character of Fluffy Across the Blue. Just recently, March Bunny and Woof Woof Dawn found her in a trash can. At that moment, a terrifying monster is causing havoc on the space station. It tries to spit fire at Baseball Raccoon, but the flames don't burn through the trash can. Instead, it sets the trash on fire, and the stench knocks the monster out.
Miss Colt, why is she
story.
the protagonist?
Readers today value immersion, and the character who has no memory of their past is, of course, the best choice.
I don't know anything about my past either, so why didn't you pick me?
Even though Little Raccoon joined the Express the latest, she's left behind so many stories across different worlds that there are even rumors in the Lafu's prison about her beating up alien life forms. With material this crazy, not making it the main character? I might disagree, but Aha absolutely wouldn't.
Stick to being the baseball raccoon, okay? I don't need special treatment.
March, the Fluffy is just a comic.
Du
Outside
bist
of
doch die
this,
Zweite.
the author and the
Du bist
readers,
mehr
every
Häschen.
character in this
Ein
world,
süßes, fluffiges
aren't we
Häschen.
all the
Was willst du denn
protagonists of
mehr?
our own lives?
That sounds so passionate, Miss Colt. I totally get it now.
And so, the unruly baseball raccoon, the quiet Woof Woof Dawn,
Woof
and the
Woof Dawn.
lively March Bunny formed a trio everyone loves. Actually, I have a question too.
Ja, weil sie süß niedlich sind. Doch
Ever
klar.
since I got punched in the face by sales numbers, I've grasped a universal truth. In today's world, fluffy, cute animals are always a crowd pleaser.
Seriously? Even I feel like I can't compete with Pom Pom's cuteness.
Designing the adult versions took some work. After defeating the monster, Baseball Raccoon accepted an invitation from the other fluffy animals and boarded the Fluffy. Here, the protagonist meets three big animals with distinct personalities. First, the adorable and universally loved conductor, Pom Pom. Beside them is the elegant navigator, Miss Hime-Cat.
I know! That's Hime-Cat! Her original inspiration is Himeko. Oh, please don't tell her!
And the big brown dog on the other side,
Then,
see?
Woof Woof
His
Dan.
name will shock you. That's right. He's
Woof Woof Dawn.
Mr. Yang!
Quatsch.
just Mr. Yang.
Was?
Your taste in naming is indeed extraordinary.
Anyway, the 6 fluffy little creatures boarded the Fluffy Express and set off on their journey. As for the plot, it's pretty much the same as what you've all experienced, just with a bit of artistic tweaking to suit plain Arcadia's audience. If you don't stitch in a few local elements, no one's going to be interested. In the comic world, which is even more cutthroat than the fantasy.
Ja, dass sie Erfolg mit dem Comic hat, das kann man ja nie abstreiten.
It's nearly impossible to survive.
Das hat sie irgendwie alles richtig gemacht, oder?
Once upon a time, great comic artists had the luxury of 100 chapters to build things up. Now, if you don't hook readers within 100 pages, you're done. Readers today are hard to please, and authors have to come up with ever more shocking and sensational material. Doesn't this remind you
Ja,
of
deswegen ist das so abgefahren.
Looks like you're all familiar with the characters from the Fluffy. Now, let me talk about some of the creative challenges I'm facing.
Ja, wenn ich immer noch weiter oben einen draufsetze, dann wird das halt irgendwann abstrus und absolut unnatürlich. Unmöglich. Unwahrscheinlich. Was ist denn das da eigentlich? Da kann ich noch was einsammeln. Die Hilux-Schuldenliste. Keine Ahnung, was ist das deine? Da schwebt irgendwas. Was schwebt denn da? Ionox?
So, what do you see on the fluffy stands?
It's her turned into a cute little animal?
Ein kleiner süßer Waschbär.
Yes, this is the character, and you're the inspiration behind her. But even for someone as interesting as you, there are many backstories that readers don't care about, don't want to know, or don't feel obliged to understand. A comic artist's job is to capture the most interesting parts and present them to the readers. The cute and clever one is March Bunny. The unruly but reliable one is Baseball Raccoon. This is what we call a concrete archetype paired with an abstract character. And the abstract side of a character will only be further simplified in the eyes of the readers. So, how do you think the readers across the universe view you nameless? Well said. Your heroic deeds and accomplishments drew my attention, and your demeanor gave me inspiration for the character in the Fluffy. But while the hero identity boosts the character's popularity, it also becomes a limitation. That's why the little animals in the Fluffy have to defeat even more powerful villains and keep upping the ante to get more applause from the audience. In turn, the reader's perceptions and expectations constrain the character's growth. If she acts out of line, the popularity will crash. If she can't come up with new ideas or grow stronger, the audience will soon lose interest in the comic. Unfortunately, the creation of Fluffy Across the Blue is now stuck at this very awkward bottleneck. Honestly, after drawing comics for so long, I've pretty much run out of ideas. Hundreds of Amber eras ago, people would laugh out loud just from seeing a cat do a backflip.
Tja, das kommt auch, wenn man immer wieder einen draufsetzen muss.
Same kind of enthusiastic reaction. You probably need to have that cat fight a Mechatron in a one-on-one showdown in Perlux Tower. Although the fluffy specials are selling like crazy, doing side stories without progressing the main plot isn't a long-term solution. Ever since all the gossip memo keepers I hired got wiped out in Amphorius, my source of intel's been drying up fast. But if someone from the Astral Express could quietly feed me a few juicy insider secrets from the Fantasy
Juicy, wie
games,
sie das sagt.
imagine the reader's reaction when the next chapter drops. Whoa! Does blurry QR code have a time machine or what? Oh, that'd totally save the Fluffy's future sales. After all, my little Furbo crew already works for you. Just have them slip me a copy of the Phantasmoon Games press release. Let's call it buying your exclusive adaptation rights. We'll do a 50-50 split. What about a 30-70 split? Deal. 70 for me, 30 for you.
Wow, you change your face faster than Sparkle.
All right, since we've got the profit split sorted, looks like my creative block won't last much longer. Just wait for my appearance at Star Rail Fest. Star Rail Fest, a grand event that gathers millions of eyes and an inordinate amount of wish power. And under all that attention, the dark forces coveting the Master of Elation's blessing are bound to surface. Heroes and devils dancing together in plain Arcadia. Tell me, is there a better source of inspiration than that? My hero, don't let us down.
Währenddessen an der
A
Graphia
supplicant is the
Akademie.
master of wish power, but wish power can also become the shackles that bind the supplicant, forcing them to fulfill its desires. Love and hatred are alike. Dependence
ja, Himiko
resembles
und ihr Papa.
fear. What commands wish power isn't only love, but also hatred. Thank you. These notes will really be a big help to her.
Diese Notizen sollten für...
Good.
Ich streiche ein
So
für.
glad to be of help.
Die werden auch nachlässiger.
Many members of our family have attempted to enter the Phantasmoon Games, hoping to rely on the Aeon's immense power to lift the curse afflicting the Graphia bloodline. Some came close to the mask, but could only watch as history passed them by. Others wore it, only to fail in the end. That was until 400 years ago, when your great-great-grandfather Hero won the Phantasmoon Games and successfully
Wie lange
gained an
gibt's den
audience
denn
with
schon?
Our. But the family's curse was not broken. In his notes he wrote, "Just as the god of destruction cannot cradle a bouquet,
Le Bouquet.
so is the god of elation powerless against a curse. Such is the cycle of cause and effect."
Father, are you wondering what it was that healed me?
I know you're keeping something from me. But I don't care what cured you 15 years ago. As long as you're alive, I can wait until the day you're ready to tell me. Still, as a father, there are things I must say, even if you don't want to hear them. As an artist, I'm fascinated by fleeting lives. I struggle, suffer, and in doing so, reveal a brilliance worthy of time's memory. But, as a father, I can't stand by and watch my daughter walk into tragedy. I bless you to be the hero, to welcome the same end as Akiviri. Those are words I could never speak.
The road ahead is shrouded by uncertainty, and that's why someone must take the first step, to trailblaze a path others can follow.
I can't stop you, even though every part of me wishes you'd stay. This is your choice, my daughter's choice. All I can do is stand by you quietly and pray you'll come back safely. You still remember the bedtime story I used to tell? They say there was once a princess in the sky. Day and night she painted in her celestial garden, untouched by the joys and sorrows of the mortal world. One night, a thunderous sound echoed from her painting. Curious, she stepped inside. Through seas of flowers, across mountains, until she reached the world's edge. There stood an ancient tower, so tall it pierced the heavens, so vast it seemed to hold the universe itself.
Climbing the endless staircase, the princess reached the summit, and from there she saw the world beyond her garden. In the distance, she heard cries, the voices of people burning in raging fire. From that tower of infinity descended the world painter to walk the mortal realm. With a single stroke of her brush, she brought forth 1,000 imaginae, turning the tide against destruction. To go where there are cries, to go where there are flames. That is the meaning of Murata.
But beyond the family name, my interpretation of our ancestor's name, Graphia, is also the hope I place in you. Himiko, whatever choice you make, if this is truly what you want, then go. Use those steps blazed upon trails to paint the world as you see it.
Thank you, Dad. By the way, how's your health? You haven't picked up any bad habits like smoking or drinking while I was away, have you?
As the Dean of Graphia Academy, I still have to set a good example for my students. It's just, my tendinitis keeps acting up. My herniated disc is getting worse. Himeko, how long will you be staying?
At least until the lunar cycle shifts. I'll stay here in plain Arcadia until then.
I see. If only the Phantasy Moon would stay full forever. Himeko, safe travels on the trails ahead.
Hello, everyone! Welcome to Foolish TV's special news segment, Arcadian Morning Report.
Da guckt er
I'm
mal
your
noch
host,
glücklich.
Filthy.
Hi everyone, I'm your host, Smelly! The Star Rail Fest exhibition venue funded by Pearl X Corp and constructed
ultimate Genesis technology, it took only a day for the Skyline's lookout cloud to take on a completely new look.
Starting today, the Lookout Cloud line is officially opening up a stop for the Star Rail Fest exhibition areas. The exhibition areas opening on day 1 include the Bellabong area, Xianjiulafu area, and Penacony area, showcasing the legendary adventures of the Astral Express. The Emporius area, which is currently under construction, will open in due course.
For this event, Prolux cordially invites several crew members of the Astral Express to visit and be interviewed, including the Trailblazer, who recently joined the Fantasy-Action Games as a supplicant.
That is certainly something to look forward to. I heard Prolux has also invited Blurry QR Cult, the author of Fluffy Across the Blue, for a signing session. It'll be the first time the author reveals their true face in public.
Ja, da wird ja dann was los sein.
Wish power. Now that's an interesting scheme. Leave it to Pearl to come up with such a bizarre idea. Prolux excels at creating dreams for both children and adults. And the Astral Express is exactly the kind of otherworldly dream that fascinates the people of this world.
Sometimes I wonder if Jade invited us here with the intention of giving her colleagues a winning edge in the Fantasy-Action games.
For Pearl, this Ionic game is probably also a good opportunity to observe and study the way we operate.
Though, compared to our usual opponents, this Intellitron executive is a surprisingly rational decision-maker. Her proposal for cooperation seems more trustworthy than most.
It's not rationality that concerns me. It's the irrational factors. Exactly. News of the Dovebrook bloodbath has already blown up online. The Department of Aberration Defense tried to clamp down on the rumors, but plenty of people are still linking it to the Herald of Death from 15 years ago. With such a large crowd gathering there, this exhibition could very well become a target for the new Herald of Death.
Pearl must have contingency plans for situations like this, right?
Whatever Pearl has planned, we must consider the possibility that the Herald of Death might attack the venue. We won't just be there to showcase the Astral Express to the people of this world. We'll also need to stay on high alert for any suspicious activity.
It's about time. You should get going.
Looks like the heavy burden of documenting our travels falls on yours truly once again. I'll make sure to snap tons of pics so I can tell you guys all about the exhibition when we get back. Star Rail Fest, here we come! What a full day. A good night's sleep is basically guaranteed.
Simulacra und Simulation über oder Streben nach Gerechtigkeit. Nimm den Kugeldrachen Express zur Ausstellung. Ja, komm, das machen wir nächstes Mal. Freut genug. Dann geht's weiter mit was? Die Legende sagt, dass die Schienen mit Toren verbunden sind, die andere Welten führen. Ja, dann ist das doch jetzt eigentlich ganz guter Schnittpunkt. Schnittfläche. Das Streben nach Glück. Jeder strebt nach Glück. Doch wer sagt, was Glück ist? Glück ist, was dich glücklich macht. Traumfresser. Künstler sind Tiere, die im Wachzustand träumen. Wahngerede. Ach, seid doch alle wahnsinnig. Noch was? Irgendwas gibt es im Guide noch. Ah ja, die reine Fiktion. Nee, hat nichts mehr. Für heute ist genug. Liebe Leute. Taschentuch. Reim dich oder schlag dich. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Macht's gut. Ciao.